Good day. So for today, we're going to discuss our first topic for second quarter, which is about the simple interest. So for the whole quarter, ang pag-uusapan natin class ay under sa business mathematics kung saan susubukan nating alamin kung paano ba yung iba't ibang paraan para mas maging matalino tayo sa ating paggastos at para magkaroon or malaman pa natin yung ibang paraan kung paano pa natin mas mapadami at ma-manage yung ating mga pera. Okay? And for our first topic, we're going to discuss this simple interest. And I think most of you are already familiar with the term interest since madalas na i-encounter natin yan. Hindi ba? So naririnig natin yan, especially whenever we talk about money. Isn't it? So let's start our discussion by analyzing this given problem. Suppose you have this amount of money, which is 100,000 pesos, and you decided to deposit it in a bank, which earns 3% annual interest. So when we say annual, it means yearly. Okay, so it earns a yearly interest, which is 3%. So the question is asking now, how much money will you have after 2 years? Okay, so if you want, you can pause this video for a while and think of a way on how, first, okay, we can compute for the interest. And then after that, how can we compute for the total amount of money that you are going to have after 2 years? So we are talking here about the total, okay, amount of money that there will be in your bank account. Okay, so if you want to know the answer, let's now move on to the second slide. So this problem is somehow familiar or somehow similar rather in computing for the percentage whenever there is a discount, di ba? Kapag merong sale na binibenta sa product. So para malaman natin kung ilang percent yung madededuct doon sa ating item na gustong bilhin, so what we do is we multiply the percentage, di ba? Or the rate doon sa amount ng item na binibili natin para malaman natin kung ilan man yung or magkano yung discount na makukuha natin. So this is somehow similar. It's just that in solving for the interest, we include the time, okay, or the period of time that the money is invested or borrowed. So for the problem na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, wherein you deposited your 100,000 pesos and there will be a 3% interest rate and you will invest it or deposit it for 2 years. So to get the interest, simply we need to multiply this three value. Okay, so get the 3% first of 100,000. If you're going to multiply, the percent should be converted into decimal. Okay, and then times 2 because you are going to deposit it for 2 years. So that is 100,000, multiply it by the rate, okay, 0.03 and the amount of time which is 2. So the interest that your money will earn after 2 years will amount to 6,000 pesos. So meaning to say after 2 years, this amount will be added, okay, to your deposited money, which is 100,000. So meaning to say after 2 years, you'll have a total of 106,000 pesos. Okay? So 6,000 here is the interest and 106,000 here, we refer to it as the future value. Okay, and later we will discuss it further. What am I talking about or what am I referring to these terms that I have mentioned? Okay, now let's try to define first what is an interest. So when we say interest in mathematics, we are referring here to the amount of money you pay or you earn for the use of money. Okay, so you are earning or you are paying this interest because it's either you are allowing someone to use your money or you are using other people's money. And for that convenience, we are paying the what we so-called the interest. Okay, sabi nga, it's either you pay it or you earn it. Okay, ayan. And when we talk about interest, there are two major types. The first one is the simple interest and the second one is the compound interest. But for this video, we're going to focus first with the first type, which is the simple interest. Okay? And when we say simple interest, it is called simple for the reason that only the principal is earning an interest. Okay? So, why did they called the compound interest as compounded interest? It's because later on you will know that under compound interest, both the principal and the interest are earning interest. Okay? But for simple interest, they called it simple because only the interest is, or only the principal rather, is earning an interest. Okay? Regardless of how long you're going to invest, or how long you are going to borrow the money. Okay? And the formula that we are going to use for simple interest is 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 equal to PRT. Okay? Wherein IS stands for the simple interest. P is our principal amount. Rate, this is the percent, which should be converted in decimal form. And then time should always be expressed in years. Okay? And later, I will also discuss on how you can utilize this magic triangle in deriving other formulas. Okay? Other formula that you might need in solving a problem involving simple interest. But now, let's first try to define the terms that you have encountered a while ago. Okay? And the variables, starting with P, or the principal amount. So when we say principal amount, class, this is the money you borrowed or invested on the origin date. So if we're going to refer to the problem that we answered a while ago, the principal amount there is the 100,000 pesos that you deposited in the bank. Okay? Rate, or R, this is the rate of increase of the investment. Ito yung pinakamadaling hanapin sa problem because ang clue mo dyan is yung may percent sign. So whenever nakita mo to at may katabi siyang number, it's automatic that that is already your rate. Okay? It's just that you need to convert it to decimal. And then time, of course, this is the amount of time that the money is borrowed or invested, but you need to remember na kailangan naka-years yan. Kasi later, we will encounter a problem wherein the given time is expressed in months. So, kailangan pa nating i-convert yun. Okay? And the next one, so another term that you need to remember is the future value. So, I have mentioned this already a while ago in the introduction. And when we talk about the future value, it refers to the amount of money that you will have after a certain period of time. Okay, so when we say total amount, it means to say that this is already the principal amount plus the interest earned by the money. Okay? So dun sa problem na sinagutan natin kanina, yung future value doon ay si 106,000. Because we already added the principal, which is 100,000, plus the interest, which is 6,000. So after that given time, which is 2 years, ang total na meron ka, your future value is 106,000. Okay? Ayan. So, now let's try to discuss how we can use this magic triangle in deriving other formula. So, using this triangle, which are separated by lines, so parang may upper and lower deck, di ba? Sa taas, we have IS, which stands for the interest, P for our principal amount, R for rate, and T is for time. So, in using this triangle, suppose the interest is unknown, so simply cover this one. So the remaining letters or variables in this triangle will tell you what formula you are going to use. So meaning to say for interest, simply you need to multiply P, R, and T. Since kapag magkatabi sila dito, it means multiplication. Ayan, yung dito naman, it means division. Okay? So since lahat ng nasa baba yung naiwan, so to solve for the interest, cover mo lang yung nawawala, and then yung natirang letter, yun na yung magiging clue mo for the formula. So multiply the principal, the rate, and the time. How about if the principal amount is unknown? So again, all you have to do is cover it. So the remaining variables will be your formula, wherein to solve for P, you need to use IS or interest divided by or over rate times time. Okay, so this will be the formula now in solving for the principal amount. If the rate is unknown, same thing, just cover it. The remaining letters are IS over PT. So this will be your formula now for the rate. And lastly, for time, okay, same process, cover it. The remaining variables are IS over PR. So that will be your formula now for time. Okay? So let's try to apply the following formula in this first example. As mentioned here, ISCO invested 88,000 at an annual simple interest rate at 8.5% for 2 years. Okay, so the question is asking how much interest must he pay? Okay, so always remember, the first thing that you need to identify from the problem is the unknown. Okay, determine what you are looking for. Ano yung nawawala? Ano yung kailangan nating isolve? So it is clear from the problem that we are looking for the simple interest. Okay? After identifying the unknown, proceed in identifying the given from the problem. So you may underline all the numbers since we have an idea na gagamitin yan for the formula. Ayan. So we have 88,000, 8.5%, and then 2. So 88,000 here, this is our principal amount since this is the amount that is co-invested. Okay. Rate is very simple to find. The one with percent is 8.5. And then to convert it to decimal, simply divide it by 100. Okay. So the equivalent is 0.085. And then lastly, we have time, which is equivalent to 2. Now that we already we have completed our given, we can now proceed in solving our interest. So using the formula, okay, or you can use the triangle, IS is unknown. So ang natira is PRT, meaning to say, to solve for the interest, simply multiply the principal, the rate, and the time. That is 88,000 for the principal amount. Rate is 0.085 and then time is equivalent to 2. So multiply the 3, okay, you will get 14,960. Meaning to say, this will be the interest of his investment, 14,960. Okay, let's proceed to the second scenario. So still same problem, but sabi dito, what if he invested it for 9 months only? So instead of 2 years, he want to invest his money for 9 months only. So how much would be the interest? Okay, so for scenario B, we are still looking for the interest. Okay, but this time our given will change. Okay, so same principal amount, 88,000. Rate is 8.5%. Still divide it by 100 to get 0.085. Okay, and then for time, from 2 years, it will become 9 months. Okay, the problem is we cannot use 9 for our time since this 9 is referring to months. Isn't it? Time should always be expressed in years. So meaning to say, we need to convert it now into years. So how can we do that? Simply, you need to divide 9 by 12. Okay, since there are 12 months in 1 year. So 9 divided by 12, it will result to 0.75. Okay, so now, this is already in years. So ito na yung gagamitin natin in our formula. Okay, again, using the given, so let's solve for the interest, which is unknown, by multiplying the P, R, and T. Principal is 88,000 pa rin. Rate is 0.085 pa rin. And then now, time is 0.75. So multiply this 3 value, you will get 5,610 pesos. So meaning to say, ito na lang yung magiging interest if he will invest it for 9 months only. So mas mababa siya compared dun sa nauna nating na-solve na interest. Isn't it? Since from 2 years, naging 9 months na lang. Okay, so that is how we solve the interest. And that is how we convert the rate and we convert the time if ever that the time is in months. Okay? Let's now proceed with our second example. We have here, Julius borrowed a certain amount at 11%, simple interest per year. After 5 years, the interest he received amounted to 48,125. How much did he invest? So the problem is looking for the amount he invested. Meaning to say, our unknown for number 2 is the principal amount. Okay? From the given, we can now identify. So yung other variables natin is rate, time, and interest. Okay? The rate is very simple. The one with percent, that is 11. Time is the one with years or months, so that is 5. And our interest, as stated from the problem, that the interest he received is 48,125. Okay? Ayan. So now that we have completed our given, rate will become 0.11. Okay? Convert it from percent to decimal by dividing it by 100. Now, let's determine what formula are we going to use in looking for the principal amount. So, using this triangle, simply cover P since this is our unknown. So, the remaining letters are IS over RT. So, that will be our formula now in solving for the principal amount. Next is to substitute all your given in the formula. That is P equals our interest, which is 48125, divided by the rate, 0.11, times the time, which is 5. Okay? So in solving for this kind of problem, make sure to simplify first the one that is more complicated. For this case, we need to multiply first 0.11 and 5 since the numerator is already simplified. So 0.11 times 5, that is 0.55. Okay? After multiplying the values in the denominator, you can now proceed in dividing. So 48,125 divided by 0.55, that is equivalent to 87,500 pesos. So meaning to say, the amount he borrowed is 87,500 pesos. Okay po? Ayan. Let's now proceed with our third example. In here, it says, how long was the loan applied to Sana All credit card if the interest charge was 344.85 pesos for 1,000 worth of video games at an interest rate of 22.99%? Okay? Since we have a percent here, we are sure that rate is not unknown. Okay? We have two amounts or two values of money here. So when you encounter money, it's either the interest or the principal amount. Okay? So if you have either the principal or the interest, since parehas na pera yan, and the problem is asking how long, gaano daw katagal. Okay, na-apply yung loan dun sa credit card. So meaning to say we are looking here for the time. So time naman ngayon yung nawawala. Let's determine now our given. So kanina, na-identify na natin si rate. Now, between these two values, which is our principal and which is the interest? Okay, so most of the time, the larger value is the principal amount unless the rate is more than 100%. Okay, and the lower value is the interest. Okay, ayan, so 344.85 interest, P is equal to 1,000, and then our rate, 22.99 or 0.2299. Okay, and again, using our triangle, ayan, tanggalin si T since siya yung nawawala. So the remaining letters are IS over PR. We're going to use that now as our formula. Okay? So for our solution, interest is 344.85. P is equal to 1,000. Okay, and then rate is 0.2299. So same thing with what we did a while ago. You simplify first the denominator, okay, by multiplying 1,000 and 0.2299. So the result is 229.9. Isn't it? I hope you are also computing on your own. And then finally, we can now proceed to division. That is 344.85 divided by 229.9, meaning to say, okay, time is equal to 1.5 years. So the loan was applied for 1.5 years. Okay po? Ayan. So let's now proceed with our next example. If an entrepreneur applies for a loan amounting to 525,000 in e-bank, the simple interest of which is 158,000 for 40 months. So what interest rate is being charged? So from this problem, it is very, very clear that what we are looking for is the interest rate as underlined from the problem. Okay, so let's identify now our given, and we are expecting na meron tayong P, meron tayong time, at meron tayong interest. Okay, so yung may months, sure na tayo that this is our time. Okay, and then may dalawa tayong amount ng money dito. And again, sabi ko nga, unless 100, more than 100% sa rate, okay, doon lang mangyayari na mas mataas yung interest sa principal. But most of the time, the higher value is the principal amount and the lower is the interest. Okay? And of course, for our time is 40 months. And we cannot use 40 since naka-months pa yan. So, convert natin siya into year by dividing it by 12. So, means to say, 4 divided by 12, that is 3.33. Okay? So, you can use up to 2 decimal places. Now that all the given are complete, let's proceed in identifying our formula. So, rate is unknown. Our formula now is IS over P times T. Okay? And our interest is 158,000. Principal amount is 525,000. And then time, we're going to use the 3.33. Same process. Unahin muna yung complicated. So 525,000 times 3.33, that is 1,748,250. Okay? So after multiplying, proceed na tayo with the last step, which is to divide the numerator by the denominator. So 158,000 divided by 1,748,250, that is equivalent to 0.0904. Okay? So it's up to you whether you will still convert it to percent. That's possible naman. If you want to know the rate in percent, so simply multiply your answer to 100. Ayan, since our answer is 0.0904, if you're going to multiply it to 100, then it is equivalent to 9.04%. So this is the interest rate of the loan. Okay, it's 9.04%. Okay? And for our last example, wherein Cassie deposited 33,000 into a savings account that pays 1.8% interest per year. How much money is in the savings account, or how much money will Cassie have after a year? Okay, so the problem is looking for the total amount of money that Cassie will have after a given period of time. Okay, so kapag ganito ang problem class wherein ang hinahanap is the amount of money, the total amount of money after a given period of time, we are looking for the future value. Okay, kasi tinatanong magkano yung lahat ng pera niya after 1 year. So, ibig sabihin, in the future, magkano na yung amount ng kanyang 33,000. Okay? So, the unknown here is the future value. But, we also need the simple interest para ma-solve natin yung future value. Isn't it? So, unahin muna nating hanapin yung interest para ma-compute natin sa future value. Okay? So, from the problem, our given are 33,000, which is our P, 1.8%, which is our rate, that is 0.018 if you will divide this by 100. And then for our time, so sabi dito, after a year. So it means to say, time is equal to 1 year or 1. Okay? Again, ang una nating isosolve ay si interest muna. So, using the triangle, interest is equal to PRT. Isn't it? So simply multiply the P, 33,000, to the rate, 0.08, and our time, which is 1. Okay, so after multiplying, the answer that we are going to get is 594. So this is now the interest of Cassie's money. Okay, but the problem is looking for the future value. So let's continue solving. So to solve for the future value, simply add the principal amount. For this case, it is 33,000 plus the incurred interest, which is 594. So 33,000 now plus 594, that is equivalent to 33,594 pesos. It means to say that after a year, this is the amount of money that Cassie will have in her savings account. Okay? So finally, I am going to discuss to you how you can solve for this activity. Okay, so if you're going to analyze this one, we have 4 scenarios here from 1 to 4. In each scenario, there are 2 variables that are unknown. For number 1, So we need to compute for the interest and the future value. Okay? So which one should be computed first? So unahin nyo munang hanapin si simple interest. Isn't it? Kasi by multiplying these three, the principal, the rate, and the time, so makukuha na ninyo yung ating simple interest. And remember, this time here is already in years. So no need to convert. Okay? Ang kino-convert na lang dyan is the rate. Kailangan gawing decimal. Ayan. So after getting the interest, you can now proceed in solving your future value. Since you're going to need the interest for the future value. For number 2, the unknown is the principal and the future value. The given time and interest. So using these three, you can now solve first for the principal amount. Diba? Using our magic triangle, you generate the formula for principal and then use these three given to solve for this one. Okay, after getting the principal, you can now proceed in solving for the future value. Okay, since meron ka ng P at saka IS. Now, for number 3 and number 4, this is a bit crucial. Kasi ang given for number 3 is the principal, the time, and the future value. So we need the interest and we need the rate. The thing is, hindi pa natin pwedeng isolve si rate. Kasi sa formula, kakailanganin si IS. Hindi natin masasolve si IS the simple way kasi to multiply, kailangan si PR at T. Wala tayong rate. But the good thing is you can use your P and your F. Paano yun? Isn't it? In solving for the future value, you need to add the P and the IS. Okay? So it happened that your IS is unknown, but F and P are given. So how would you know how much interest was added to your 50,000? Diba? So if you're going to analyze the problem, it is like this. Meron kang 50,000, after 2 years, ang kabuuan na binayaran mo ay 59,500. So magkano ang nadagdag na interest? So anong gagawin mo para ma-solve yun? Okay, you need to subtract, isn't it? Simply subtract your future value and your principal to get the interest. And lastly, for number 4, rate is given, interest is given, and future value is given. So principal and time are unknown, but then again, we cannot use the simple formula in solving for the principal since wala tayong time. Okay, unknown din yung time. So ano pwede nating gawin ngayon? Uunahing isolve dyan si principal amount. Parang kamukha yan ni number 3 wherein si interest muna and then proceed ka kay rate. Okay, kay number 4 naman si principal amount muna using your interest and the future value. So going back, di ba, si future value, pag-add mo si principal at saka si interest. Given lang future at saka interest. Paano mo malalaman magkano yung principal amount? So parang ganito yan. Ang binayaran mo ay 457,500. Alam mo na ang interest lang ng pera mo is 157,500. So magkano yung ininvest mo dati? Bakit ganito kalaki yung naging interest? Okay? So again, same with number 3, all you have to do is to subtract. Isn't it? And after solving for your principal, proceed then in solving for the time. Okay? And that's all for our simple interest.